It is 8:45 on Thursday. I got my teeth things in. Sorry, so if I'm talking kind of funny. A couple of things I wanted to bring you up to date on. Let's talk about this case that just came out of Texas first. This is a federal case out of the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in the federal system. And what this dealt with is a federal law that requires those who have are subject to a domestic violence restraining order, an order of protection, as you would call it, that their rights to their Second Amendment rights are suspended while they're subjected to that restraining order. And this court, and again, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals for the federal system, said that that federal law violates the Second Amendment under the Bruin analysis. We had this United States Supreme Court case. I can't hardly talk. Out of Bruin, out of New York, that changed the way that we analyze federal Second Amendment claims right now. And so this ruling said that under the Bruin analysis, that federal law that takes away your right to bear arms while that order of protection is in place is unconstitutional under the Second Amendment. So I suspect that that's going to be something that comes up in a lot of states here now. It's not something that we're dealing with here in Illinois at the moment, even though Illinois, will suspend someone's Second Amendment rights during an order of protection and a few other reasons. I think that it's going to be something that we need to look at down the road and address. But anyway, that the purpose, and I'm bringing that ruling up to you, is that some cases are now starting to come in under Bruin, and it's really complicated for these governments now to infringe upon Second Amendment rights, because they really look at whether or not that regulation has any basis in history, going back to right before we founded our nation, when our nation was founded, when the Second Amendment was adopted, and they're looking at whether these regulations existed back then. And if to the extent they haven't never existed, they're failing. So these blanket bans, like we're dealing right with now, this ban on any further purchases or acquisitions of what they call an assault weapon, I don't think it's going to survive Bruin if and when we get to the federal issue in the Second Amendment. Now, as you're aware right now in Illinois here, they're struggling with the Illinois Equal Protection Clause. And I think they're going to struggle with the 3 readings requirement of the Constitution of Illinois too. So, those are independent problems that this law has. I don't see this law surviving once we all get done with it. In the meantime, there's a lot of confusion still going on. And Fox News, God love good old Fox News, doesn't help anything, where they're trying to say that the order that was entered by the appellate court in Mount Vernon on case number 1 resulted in there being a statewide ban on this law. It's not true, you guys. I've been saying it over and over again. People are still talking about it. I mean, Illinois is a big state, so I can't communicate with everybody, but it's not a statewide ban, okay? If you're not covered under some lawsuit, whether if you're, with us in case 1 or case 2, if you're somebody else right now, you still have to, again, unless you want to take your chances, you still have to pay attention to that law. You're not exempted from that law by a court order unless you're in case 1 or case 2. We're working on trying to long haul down the road to get rid of the whole law, but in the short run, it's not a statewide ban, okay? So don't let people try to convince you that it is. Fox News is wrong. Fox 32 in Chicago is wrong. These other people that are trying to say, oh, it was the appellate court issued a statewide ban. It's not true, you guys. So please be careful, okay? We still have, again, the 3rd and final case that we're offering for people is still available. If anybody that's interested can go to the website and sign up. Ryan's got the link out there at DeVore Law Offices. There may be some other attorneys now that want to try to step up and file something on behalf of people. That's great. Go for it. But to the extent that we're going to do this again, the 3rd and final time, because we've already started issuing discovery in some of these cases, so we're going to dig in. It's going to be available until tomorrow night. I think Ryan's going to set the timer after we're over here tomorrow night at midnight. it's going to be the deadline, and we're not going to extend it. We're not going to reopen it. Tomorrow night at midnight is it, guys. So if you want to be a part of this with us, you're more than welcome. That's great. It's up to you completely. So let me look and see if I got any questions. Sorry, I'm still talking funny. Mike, the answer is no. I mean, the restraining order is in effect right now, and so you are not bound by that law. To the extent something happens down the road and the restraining order would be dissolved at a later date for some reason, they can't come back. No, that's not true. Yeah, that's a good question, John. Any citizen in the state of Illinois can be a part of this case, case 3, or again, if any, depending on what other lawyers do, it doesn't matter what county you live in or what county they file it, because this is a statewide issue. So you don't have to live in any particular county to be a part of that if you want to. Let me see here. Well, Scott, if you don't want to print out the court order, then don't print it out. I mean, you're asking what do you got to carry around with you? Again, there's no easy answer to that. If you don't want to print off the court order, then I don't know what to tell you. But the court order is what you can show that you're actually not bound by this law right now. That's it. You can't go get a card or anything. That's not how the law works. So, print 100 pieces of paper, Scott. It's all right, man. Brian Quinn's asking for the decision on the appellate court. All of the documents on all of our cases that have been filed are on our website under case 1 and case 2. You can go find any document that's a part of these cases out there on the website, you guys. Plaintiffs in case 2 already received, and Ryan can speak, they've already got a copy of the order, and that order lists all the firearms dealers that are part of our case. You guys just read the documents. It's already in there. It's also on the website. I'm on the second case. Can I go purchase one tomorrow, Donnie? The answer is yes. Let me see here. Let me see here. I get asked this question all the time. I'm not going to say the gentleman's name, and they're here, but back when we were dealing with the COVID stuff and people wanting to defend themselves, businesses, parents, and now, well, if I sign up for a lawsuit, if I have to worry about somebody coming to get me, and with all due respect, if you're concerned about that unknown boogeyman and it's a concern for you, again, not being disrespectful, but don't do anything. Just sit there and let the government do whatever you want them to do. If you're not prepared to stand up for yourself because you think something might happen, that's how government's been controlling people since human beings have walked the planet. So I can't answer that question. If you're intimidated by them, then don't do anything. But there's no answer to that question. Let me see here. I think that's it, guys. Okay, so I don't think I have anything else for you guys. It's just a lot of stuff throwing through there. My friend Stephanie, oh my Lord, people, grow some gonads and put your name on these lawsuits. I'm not going to talk like that, but again, it's kind of what I said. You have to decide, and if you're intimidated, if you're nervous, if you're apprehensive, then don't do it, because I've never had a client have them come after them. You know, that's the stuff you see in the movies. But, you know, you have to do what you got to do, guys. There you go. Here's TRO plaintiffs. Come and see me at Zonka's Guns and Ammo in Lovington, Illinois. We're on case 2. There you go. Go see him. He's advertising right in here with them. There's a whole list of all of the gun owners. Again, if you're a part of case 1 or case 2, you have access. You can go to the website, look at all the documents. You can see the list of gun owners that are a part of this. So, you know, knock yourselves out, guys. Go do it. Let me see. Okay. All right, guys. I think that's about it for you. Got to go in here and spend time with the family. Tomorrow night at midnight, Ryan's going to shut it down. The timer. Hey, Washi, what's up, buddy? He'll shut it down, and we'll get everything ready to go over the weekend. And you know, I fully expect that once we get case 3 filed, that court's going to, in a very timely fashion, issue the restraining order like the other courts have done now that we have an appellate court ruling, until the Supreme Court says something different, if they ever would, you know. So if you're interested, let us know. Got till midnight. Find somebody else in your part of the state you think might be closer to you, easier to work with. That's fine too. Got your friend's a lawyer and you want some documents, have them email me. I'll send them to them. That's all good. Whatever they want to do, guys. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go spend the time. Love you.